Hello, everybody. Welcome to DMB Views. I'm B, this is D, and today we're going to be talking about Mark Dice and his Trump train getting stronger. I knew.
Yes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Make America great again.
Yeah, let's try that. So, today we're going to go over Mark Dice's latest video, which was put out today, which is August 27th, 2024. And the title of it is The Trump Train Getting Stronger. And it's going over the new additions to the campaign. Okay, so let's just get right into it. What do you say? Ready? Let's go. Mark.
Well, last week it was Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and now another prominent former Democrat is joining the Trump train. Tulsi Gabbard, former member of Congress, who ran for president in 2020, but then left the Democrat Party 2 years ago, in part because they're systemically anti-white and insanely woke, and now is endorsing Donald Trump.
This administration has us facing multiple wars on multiple fronts and regions around the world, and closer to the brink of nuclear war than we ever have been before. This is one of the main reasons why I'm committed to doing all that I can to send President Trump back to the White House, where he can once again serve us as our commander-in-chief. Because I am confident that his first task will be to do the work to walk us back from the brink of war. We cannot be prosperous unless we are at peace. And we can't live free as long as we have a government that is retaliating against its political opponents and undermining our civil liberties, weaponizing our very institutions against those they deem as a threat. Kamala Harris has done this over the last 3.5 years. She won't hesitate to continue that if she is elected as president. President Trump has been their first and foremost target in this because they don't want us as voters to even have the option to vote for him.
Yep, and the Trump campaign has been putting out some real banger ads lately, like this one, which I guess Kamala Harris basically just made for them.
So, yeah, those.
Mark. It's like a little sarcastic there.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to put a damper on anything, and I hope I'm wrong. I really want to be wrong, but I don't believe the Marxist machine now in power is going to allow President Trump to be in the White House again. They're going to do everything and anything, no holds barred, as we've seen.
They tried to kill him, like I said they were going to try and do.
To prevent it. And I've heard Senator Raskin, which is very ironic that his name is Ratskin, say that Congress is going to not confirm his election, even if he is elected. But I don't believe that they're going to allow him to be elected in the first place, just like they didn't allow it in 2020. So hopefully I'm wrong. If I am, it's great, but don't get your hopes up, because the machine is too corrupt and it's too evil. And I don't believe for 1 second they're going to allow our country to prosper or get out of this spiral that they work so hard to put us in. But anyway, let's go.
They'll regret it. They will regret it.
I think the events that will, occur that you think will cause them to regret it are something that they're actually fine with. They're fine with it. They don't care. They want this nation destroyed. This is a white Christian established nation, and it must be destroyed according to the Marxists, the basically the residuals from the Bolshevik regime. But anyway, let's let Mark show this great ad.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics.
Literally her policies, Biden and her policies are why this happened, because it wasn't the case under Trump, as we all know.
A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
And a question that a lot of people have now is, will Joe Rogan finally join the Trump train? Because he recently signaled that he was supporting Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who now obviously supports Donald Trump. And then he backtracked on that and saying, well, he wasn't endorsing him. He was just saying that he really likes him. But he specifically said, this was 2 years ago now, so people can change, that he wouldn't have Donald Trump on his show because he didn't want to help him in any way, shape, or form.
By the way, I'm not a Trump supporter in any way, shape, or form. I've had the opportunity to have him on my show more than once. I've said no every time. I don't want to help him. I'm not interested in helping him.
The night is still young. We'll see.
If I have him on, the night is still young?
Yeah.
You think I'll have him on?
I think you'll have him on.
Really? Why do you think that?
Well, Joe, it's because he, like many of your fans, assumes that you're at the tip of the spear, fighting against wokeness. You're part of the intellectual dark web. Wokeness being cultural Marxism, communism. And at this point, you have two choices. You have Donald Trump, despite his character flaws and somewhat offensive personality to some people, or you have communist Kamala. And their new cultural Marxism buzzword for overthrowing our republic is reimagining our democracy.
We can't just worry about protecting democracy. In this moment, we've got to reimagine it with people that look and love like us at the center.
Now, this chick, this is a professor, and she's a complete moron, very disrespectful to Senator Josh Hawley when he was, she thinks, lies are true. She thinks trans women are women, even though we know that they're not women. They're trans women, which means they're men pretending to be women, because if they weren't men pretending to be women, they would just be women, not trans women. But she's like, oh, telling the truth is violence, and no, you're stopping their existence. No, they're existing. They're just not women. They're men pretending to be women. And you and I don't need to glom onto their lie. Let them live their lie. Fine. Don't force us to pretend.
There's not enough black or LGBTQ people in our democracy and the communist regime that they're hoping to build.
I think for us right now, it's about reimagining freedom and this American story in a way that is more revolutionary than what our founders actually put down on that little piece of paper, but instead is the type of democracy that is by and for all of the people of this country. That's the opportunity that we have.
We translate that nonsense.
American beliefs.
Yeah. No, she's belittling it because there's no way she or any aspect of her existence could ever come up with that.
If you were in any other country, you wouldn't be able to wear the hair you're wearing the clothes you're wearing, being in the position you are, and that's not because what?
Well, I don't know about that. There's plenty of other countries where she could have that hairdo or whatever.
Well, I mean, to have the position she's in, doing what she's doing, being gay and being all this other stuff in other countries.
It's more, well, in African countries for sure, they don't like that. In African countries, like in Africa, they're like, why are you gay? And it's a problem. In Middle Eastern countries, a woman blabbering on about trying to shape society, that's not, no.
Never mind being gay.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, being gay and being disrespectful. It's like you're lying, gay, and disrespectful, and stupid, and you're putting down your own country.
Mm-hmm.
You're belittling your own country. Yeah, that doesn't go over well. You could get away with it here in a Western, in a white Christian established nation that has afforded you all the privileges that you're complaining about. Then you could get away being a pea brain. She doesn't even realize to appreciate it. Pathetic. But anyway, that's Marxism.
They have an opportunity to do away with the First Amendment, to throw away the Bill of Rights, that little piece of paper, and then install a communist regime. I mean, what's next? Is Kamala Harris going to promise free transgender surgeries for all prison inmates if she becomes president? Oh, wait, what's this?
When I was Attorney General, I learned that the California Department of Corrections, which was a client of mine, I didn't get to choose my clients.
Right, a client of the Attorney General.
A client of the Attorney General,
Right.
of the Office of Attorney General, that they were standing in the way
Pretty sure that's a dude.
of
she's talking to.
surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners.
Yeah, that's a dude.
And there was a specific case. And when I learned about the case, I worked behind the scenes to not only make sure that that transgender woman got the services she was deserving. So it wasn't only about that case. I made sure that they
Why was
changed
she
the
deserving of it?
policy in the
She
state
was
of
a
California
transgender woman.
Yeah.
so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need.
That they desired and needed. No, they don't need
They're
it.
criminals.
Yeah, you should automatically have everything you deserve re-scrutinized. You don't deserve anything. Serve your sentence, pay your debts to society, and then figure out if you want to, pretend some bullshit deserve. And of course, taxpayers have to pay for having some criminal. Oh my God. This is crazy.
And as California goes, so goes the nation. And the Marxist Democrats in Sacramento are trying to pass a new law so that illegal aliens can be sure to get home loans so that they can get mortgages and then buy property in America.
Yeah,
And the liberal media
Americans
is
can't.
upset that Project 2025, which is just a policy recommendation paper put together by the Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank,
What's
that the
difficult is
liberals
for
are trying to
Americans
pin on the Trump administration as some
alone to get vacant
Yeah.
mortgages for the
They're like,
for
well,
new homes.
make it easy for
But will
illegals, illegal aliens,
come in.
people
Never mind,
who break our laws to enter our
legal
country.
aliens. It's illegal aliens that we're gonna
Yeah.
let them get home loans and get a home and the Americans.
It's really pathetic. That's what Marxism is. That's what, man, it's really difficult to express the importance of being against socialism, communism, Marxism. It's so stupid, but it appeals to the base instincts of the uneducated and the poorly thought out and the immature.
secret plan of theirs when it's just a public document, recommendations, like I said. They're upset that Project 2025, in attempts to try to save America, is calling to end giving loans to illegal aliens.
But not only does Project 2025 aim to close the border and to militarize the border, it aims to use every lever of government to find, detain, and deport undocumented people, going so far as to take funding and housing away from people who are just associated with undocumented immigrants. Look at this recommendation. It's to the Department of Education on page 167.
Where does it say that?
It wants the Department of Education to,
Exactly
quote,
where it
deny
says.
loan assistance to those who are not U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents and deny loan access to students at schools that provide in-state tuition to illegal aliens. We don't use that word. That's their language.
Good.
That's good.
That's what offense. That's the new N-word these days. Yes, Project 2025
Excellent.
doesn't want the government to be funding any schools that are giving into. Yes, Project 2025 doesn't want the government or our tax dollars to be
They're thinking
funding any university.
Americans,
Yeah, there's-
American citizens.
Yeah, they're saying
to get
right here.
tuition.
Look what that says. Deny loan access to those who are not citizens
Right.
or lawful residents,
Right.
and deny loan access to students at schools. It should say who provide. This is that part. Who provide in-state tuition to illegal aliens. In other words, if you're a person in school and you're a student and you are providing money to illegal aliens, then you are going to have problems getting loan.
Exactly. Good.
It's a punishment.
Exactly.
It's a punishment. Stop aiding and abetting
Yeah.
illegal
Illegals.
activity and criminals.
Criminals.
Okay?
Criminals.
All you have to do, you don't have to like it. You just have to stop doing that. Okay? You can angrily stop doing it. Okay? Be pissed off or whatever. Just don't do it. And then you can have your loan.
You can give
Okay,
it to
you
the
idiot.
legal immigrants. The legal immigrants.
Or how about,
And
just
also
your
American
struggling American citizen
Yeah.
or your veteran.
Yep.
Okay? What, man, it's so simple. But obviously he's going to distort the truth to say that they're trying to harm
obvious.
people. No, if you're aiding and abetting criminality in our country and weakening our country and taking money away from Americans,
Yeah.
then you should be denied access to loans yourself. Yeah. Okay, I'm
Same
fine
with
with
those
that.
people that are in New York or California or whatever, those woke fucking states, excuse my language. They oh, here's, you need a driver's license to vote? Here, you have a driver's license. Now
Yeah.
you can vote. You're illegal? Illegal?
Yeah, that's
You're
crazy.
a criminal because you came into this state, this country illegally?
Right. That right there should.
But we want you to vote. So here, we're helping criminals
No.
to further our agenda.
That's
So
precisely right.
here is a driver's license so you can vote. So if they say, oh, no, you need a driver's license to register to vote, to vote.
Right, you need to prove
Here,
that.
so you can
No. The driver's license, in other words, you need ID, a driver's license that shows you're an American citizen to vote. And they don't want that. I think right now in New York and California, you don't have to be an American citizen to vote in state elections and local municipal elections.
Mhm.
But I believe the law right now, as it stands, is you have to be an American citizen. You have to demonstrate you're an American citizen to vote in federal elections. That should be the case. I hope that's the case. I know in
I think it should
Arizona
be
they're
in
fighting
every
for
freaking
that.
Case.
Of
Never
course.
mind just
Yeah. You
federal.
shouldn't. You're in this country. What are you doing? You're in our town illegally. You're going to vote about what policies we want in our village, in our town, in our city. How about no? How about fuck you? That's way better.
Cities which are giving tuition to illegal aliens in order to discourage them from allowing the illegal aliens to be there and then use our tax dollars to go to the schools. Now, Donald Trump has denounced Project 2025, said that he has nothing to do with it and doesn't know anything about it, which is just a political tactic because he agrees with almost everything that's in the project. But he has to do that because the media has built it up into this big, evil, and sinister plan. And you know how dumbed down
Sounds like a
the general
great plan to
public
me.
is. And so Donald Trump has to pretend like he's against it. This time, he's got to play a little politics in order to hopefully win, because you can't play by a different set of rules than your opponent, or you're going to lose for sure. And in case you're interested, I launched a new Western style
Wanted for President shirt.
which you should order from my online store at markdice.com, or click the link in the description below and check it out.
Yeah. So, I think it's very clear what our opinion is, which is we'd like to make America great again. And one of the things that will help that is there should be no more immigration. There should be a moratorium on legal immigration for at least 2 generations. For the next 20 years, we're not accepting any more immigrants. and all illegal immigrants need to be bye-bye. And then we could recover our economy, recover our law and order. We need to, in many cases, reform the police, because a lot of them, they may be well-meaning, but they're poorly trained. There's a lot of problems with the police, that's for sure. But what we need to do in general is support them and support the institution. We need to fund the police, not defund the police. We need to pour more resources, more energy, more training, so that they could know what the Bill of Rights are. The police, before you're put out on the street to patrol and answer calls, you should at least have already demonstrated in the academy that you know what the Bill of Rights are. Okay? What are the first 10 amendments? Okay? What the First Amendment is, what the Second Amendment is, what the Fourth, Fifth, Sixth, all that, all the way to the Ninth, which is the most nebulous, but still it's important. 10th, of course. But they don't know that. And it causes a lot of problems, and it causes a lot of lawsuits, and it causes a lot of harm. People get injured. Police and civilians get injured because of lack of training. So we need to work on that pretty heavily. But still, we need the police. Overall, it's a net benefit for the country to have strong police presence. And they need to be able to enforce the law, and criminals need to be penalized for the crimes. Right now, if you say you get arrested and convicted for armed robbery, you go to the court system and the prosecutor will plead down. He'll, the lawyer will be like, oh, well, we want to, cop a plea. They're like, oh, no.
The court system, and that's
we're not being charged with that. No.
Other video. That's a whole other video.
It is a whole nother video.
But yay for RFK and Tulsi for joining the Trump train.
Yes. We hope you can smarten up if you haven't already smartened up. And come MAGA. Vote for President Trump because it's the best chance we have.
Whether it works or not, vote for him.
Yes.
Even though whatever they're going to try, the dirty tricks that they're going to try, of course. Everything in their power, legally, illegally, because they like doing things illegally and dealing with illegal people.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's great whenever it benefits them.
They'll be fine and happy with that. But do your best to vote for the right person to make
America great again. All right. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back with another very intense, very controversial episode of B&B Views.
Hope to see you soon.
Yep. Ciao for now.
I wanna sing a song, sing it to you. You can sing along. It's a simple song, you can get it wrong. It goes like this. La, 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 la.